The next topic is fracture. Fracture is a break or a crack in the bone of the skeletal systems. It may be caused due to high force impact or the stress during fall, automobile accident, or an infection can cause fracture, tumor, direct violence, bending forces, crushing forces, sudden twisting motion can cause fractures in the skeletal system of our body. Sometimes the bone may be having a low bone density, or the absorption capacity of the bone cells have been reduced. That time the bone may become very fragile and becomes like a sponge due to the formation of pores in the bones, that we call it as osteoporosis or pathological fracture. Based upon the pattern of the break and the type of the injury formed during fracture, it is been divided into several types. The fracture is divided into several types. Here they are on the top, we are showing the healthy femur, in which the normal femur looks like that, and after the fracture there are many types. The first one is the open fracture, in which an open injury or the piercing of the skin has occurred, in which the bone which is broken may be seen outside or may not be seen outside. Closed fracture is in which the skin of the skin is not pierced, there is no break in the skin, and the fracture has taken place inside the body part. Then oblique fracture, in which you can see in the angular pattern of a break. A transverse fracture is in which the horizontal fracture has taken place in the cross section of the bone. Then comminuted fracture, in which the bones are broken into many pieces. Spiral fracture is caused by the twisting or spiral force which has impact the twisting or spiral impact or force which has caused such kind of spiral fracture. Then impacted fracture, that is a F1, in which the broken end of the bone are jammed with each other. Then green stick fracture, in which you can see one side of the bone is broken, there is a crack in the one side of the bone, or it might be broken, that is we call it as green stick fracture, or it is not completely broken but one side you can see the break. Then here are some of the other types of bone fracture in which the normal bone is seen. Then we are seeing the transverse fracture, then oblique fracture, spiral fracture, comminuted, then segmented, in which the part of a bone is broken and a small piece of the bone is seen in the middle. Then avulized means the in which the fracture is occurred in the tendon or the ligament which pulls a piece of bone with it. And impacted fracture is the broken end of the bone is jammed with each other. Then torus fracture is the buccal fracture or incomplete bulging of the cortex. Incomplete bulging of the cortex you can see in the torus fracture. And green stick fracture, you can see only one side it is broken and other side is intact. And symptoms of fracture: a pain, swelling, bruising or injury, or the discoloration of the skin might be noticed due to the blood clot, or angulation, that is the abnormal bend or a curve can be seen in the body part due to fracture. Then false motion, deformity or the malformed or deformed part, shortening or crepitus, or that we call it as the crackling sound or the grating sound when rubbing of the bones takes place. Then tenderness is the pain or the discomfort at the affected area when it is touched and can't move the body part. The patient is unable to put weight on the injured area. The patient cannot move the affected part. And pale and clammy skin. Clammy skin means the skin is wet after sweating. Due to sweating it becomes wet. Then dizziness is a sensation of losing one's balance, that is dizziness. Next, we will see the diagnosis of fracture. How to diagnose the fracture? First one is the history of the incident. How the fracture has taken place can be asked to the patient or the witness who has seen it. And the physical examination, by identifying the signs and symptoms, you can make the diagnosis. And X-ray can be taken, or CT scan, that is a computed tomography, or the MRI scan, the magnetic resonance imaging, can be done in order to find out what type of fracture has occurred. The treatment of fracture. What will be the goals of the fracture? First, we should see there are three goals of the fracture. One is reduction, immobilization, and rehabilitation. Reduction means what? They restore the fractured fragments to a normal anatomic position. Wherever the bone is broken, you have to keep the bones broken in place, in place, so that it forms an it makes a normal anatomical position, that we call it as reduction. Then maintain this. After placing the bone in the proper place, you have to immobilize the body part in order to make it heal. Till it gets healed, it has to be, the reduction should be kept immobilized, so that maintenance of immobilization should be done. Then promoting regaining of normal function and the strength of the affected, that is rehabilitation. Rehabilitation can be done with the help of small exercises. Then the diet can be given properly, and anxiety, pain can be minimized. Then minimize the swelling. All this can be done for rehabilitation. Then methods of obtaining the fracture reduction is closed reduction, traction, open reduction. As for now, we have seen the goals of the fracture treatment, in which first one is the proper replacement of the broken parts in proper place in order to maintain the normal anatomical position, that is reduction. Immobilization until it is fully fixed, until it is fully healed or reset. We have to keep the affected fractured part without any movement, that is immobilization. The next one is the rehabilitation, by giving proper diet and taking care of the swelling and the pain, and doing some certain exercises, we can fix the fracture and bring back the normal body part to normal functional condition, that is rehabilitation. Then method for obtaining the fracture reduction. So first, what is that reduction? So under that, there are methods of reduction, that is closed reduction, traction, and open reduction. In closed reduction, the broken parts are set without cutting the skin. Without cutting the skin, the broken parts can be set, that is closed reduction. Then traction means stabilizing or realigning the bone with weights or pulleys. So with the help of weight or external devices, we can stabilize and realign the broken bones, that is traction. Then open reduction means it's with the help of screws, plates, sutures, rods, we can realign the broken bones. That is usually done with the help of surgery. Then the methods for maintaining the immobilization. So reduction, we have three, that is closed reduction, traction, and open reduction. Next we are going to see how to maintain the immobilization, that is without moving, how we can maintain the broken part of the body. Next one, under this we have external devices and internal devices. External devices, you have splint. What a splint means, they are the strip of rigid material used for supporting the broken bones. Okay. Then brace. What is brace? It is a device fitted in the injured part to give support. So injured part. Then case. What is case? By applying certain bandage or the plaster of Paris, you are making a cover of the bone, that we call it as case. Then external fixator, by using the external fixator certain devices, you can do like this. Then internal devices, nail, plates, screws, wires and rods can be used for fixing the bones. And then maintaining and restoring the function, the last one is the rehabilitation we saw, that is how maintain reduction and immobilization, elevate the elevate to minimize the swelling. If swelling is there, we can give medicine, chemotherapies for minimize the swelling. And control anxiety and pain, the fear and the pain has to be controlled. And isometric and muscle setting exercises, these exercises help to reduce the pain and increase the physical function. So those are isometric exercises. Next we will see the complications of fractures. First one is the fat embolism. What is fat embolism? Means the disruption of the blood supply caused by a fat globules, that we call it as fat embolism. So these can it can further complicate the healing of the fracture, that is fat embolism. Then infection can occur because the part is broken. If a skin is pierced, the infection can occur, that can complicate further. Then hypovolemic or traumatic shock, that is nothing but too little blood volume is there, or the plasma content of the blood portion is very less, that can lead to a shock condition, that we call it as traumatic shock. Then delayed healing, slow healing because of diabetes. The person is affected with diabetes and other diseases, so the healing process will be delayed. And if a nerve or a blood vessel is damaged at the point of fracture, that can further complicate the fracture healing. Then arthritis, that is a joint pain, joint swelling, can increase the fracture healing, increase the days of fracture healing. Then unequal length, leg length, and malunion or non-union, if it is not properly joined, or if it has joined in a not proper way, that is malunion, can complicate the fracture. So under this nursing management, what nurses can do, they can provide the patient with a bed rest, vital signs, some signs and symptoms they can identify, skin care, they can give skin care treatments, then prevent infection, intake and output chart should be maintained, encouraging mobility. If that, what are the exercises told by the physiotherapist, that has to be kept check whether the person is doing or not, the patient is doing it or not. And providing adequate nutrition, proper nutrition should be given in order to for the healing, then only healing process will take place. Then surgical management of fracture is open reduction, that is by using surgery. Then closed reduction. Then internal fixation, you know, that wires, rods and all. Then bone graft, if more multiple fracture has happened and it has severely damaged, that can, you can do the bone graft. You can take the bone tissues from other part of your body and it can be transplanted.